What's going on? Welcome back into another anime reaction video. And in this one, we are going to be reacting to all the Attack on Titan openings, including the newest 8th opening, which will of course be the last one we'll be watching today. I've been feeling a bit under the weather, as you can probably hear in my voice a little bit, so sorry for no One Piece video this week. However, next week there will be a video of my reaction to episodes 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of One Piece. My reaction to the first 3 of those episodes is already up on my Patreon if you want to check that out, link in the description. Lastly, I recently did a poll in the YouTube community tab asking all of you if I should watch the Bleach openings, the Chainsaw Man openings, or the Vinland Saga openings next. It was a pretty close vote, but Bleach did win that, so next week be on the lookout for some Bleach openings. But don't you worry, Chainsaw Man fans, we're going to be doing the openings reactions to those as well in the very near future. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more of these reaction videos and smash the like button if you go on to enjoy this one. Let's watch some of these Attack on Titan openings. Okay, this is a relatively shorter list than some of the other recent openings we've watched. Again, the 8th opening just came out, I think, a few weeks ago. 8 in total. We'll probably stop for maybe 15 or 20 seconds between each of them, give our quick thoughts, and then give my summarizing thoughts at the very end. Full disclosure as well, this is, I think, the first anime I've reacted to that I have seen part of. I think I've only seen the first season of this, which I would bet is probably the first or second opening. So this first one will be familiar to me. But other than that, I don't think I've seen past season 1 of this show, but I guess I'll find that out here today. Let's go ahead and start. Whew. That first bit really does hit. Yeah. Okay, so I'm very familiar with this one, and I'm relatively familiar with the story. Although it's been probably like 2 years since I watched the first season of this show. And there wasn't really a great reason that I stopped either. I remember Eren Yeager. I don't even know if I remember any of the other characters' names, though. I do remember how much this song slaps, though. I can definitely see, though, like, how... I mean, I don't even really remember how the Titans come to be in this show. I don't even remember if I got that far. I do remember that was how they had to kill them, though, is they have to, like, cut them on the back of their necks. I forget what their machines are that help them fly from roof to roof. I feel so bad. Like, I've seen the first season of this show, and I don't even remember a lot about it. It's been that long. That, I will say, just from the first opening, because I have seen that one before, I feel like the music hits so hard. Every time I hear it, I'm like, ooh, okay, we're getting ready to hop into things. Obviously, I have seen that one before, so I won't say too much about it other than the fact that it brings back a lot of memories. But I am hoping to kind of get a new insight into the show, and I want to finish this show eventually, too. I'm really enjoying One Piece right now. And a lot of you have also recommended to me that I start JoJo's as well. Anyways, let's not get too off track. Love the first opening. The music is really the main part of it that I think hits home for me. I think I've seen the second opening too, but we'll see. Let's start this one. Yeah, this one seems familiar as well. I don't know if this is still season 1. Also, I feel like just between this first opening and the second opening, there's a little bit more of a, I don't know, a difference in style of the animation. Just a little bit. It's very subtle. Oh, what was her name? It's funny because this being the first set of openings that I've reacted to where I didn't go into the openings completely blind. I don't remember that blood part. Completely blind of information. There's, like, certain things about the show I know that are definitely spoilers, which I'll obviously leave out of this video, but... I don't recall ever... Oh, what was the captain's name? Oh, that was him right there. Levi, I think. I think that's right. I think that's the only other person whose name I remember. I do remember this part, yeah. This, I think, was the last opening I watched. Okay, without... I obviously have information about this opening, too, that would be considered a spoiler. The first opening is, I think, is definitely better than the second opening. The music is better. I think the visuals give you a little bit more sense about the story. There is some additions in this second one, like the blood, for example, which I think I understand the blood reference. Pretty good second opening. I think the first opening is still far and away better. Let's see what the third opening has in store for us. Ooh. No, maybe I have seen this one, too. Oh, yeah, because it says... Wait, that said season 2. This feels familiar, though. I do remember, like, the small titans with the big heads and small bodies were so, like, visually off-putting. Like, those titans, like, don't really bother me. It's the ones that look all, like... I don't know. The small ones with the big heads and small bodies just, like, creep me out a little bit. Is that anybody else? Titans are turning on each other right there. I don't remember that. I feel like this is the opening where I stop. Oh, okay. Dude, that is a cool shot right there. Sasa, you know, I do remember this one. Okay, this one I like more than the second one. I think the first one is still the best, though. I'm talking about just the music. Oh, dude, this goes hard. These first three are all sung by the same artists. Oh, that's the... What's the Titan on the left called? Like the Mega Titan or something. Oh! I remember that Titan too. There's so much about this show that like is coming back to me, but I don't have names associated with all the different things. The song in that one goes pretty hard. By the way, the artist for these first 3 openings, and the 5th opening too, actually, is Linked Horizon. Overall thoughts on the 3rd opening, I think the first opening is still my favorite by just a little bit, but I think the 3rd opening definitely tops the 2nd opening. The visual improvements from opening to opening in this one feel a little bit more subtle. Another funny thing is I've watched 3 openings now, and I think the only characters whose names I remember are Eren Yeager, obviously because he's like the main character. Captain Levi, I think, is the captain's name. There's like 2 or 3 other really important characters. None of their names I can remember. We'll see if it comes back to me at any point. I doubt it will. Let me know down in the comments, by the way, which of these openings is your favorite. Opening 4. Let's see what's in. I gotta say, I probably am gonna put that one as my least favorite so far. It wasn't bad, and maybe it was because I didn't have a familiarity with it like I did the first 3 openings. It seemed like there was a pretty big emphasis on like flashbacks and storytelling of Eren's childhood. Other than that, I didn't get a ton from that opening. There really wasn't a Titan in that opening, so I thought that was kind of an interesting component of it. Opening number 5 is the same opening as the artist who did 1, 2, and 3. However, this is the last opening of the 8 that this artist, Linked Horizon, did. I have a feeling I'm probably gonna like this one a little bit more, judging from the fact it's that same artist, but let's see. Wait, it's almost like a remix of the third opening? Oh, dude, look at the detail when he was pulling that sword out. They're almost taking like a slow motion. Oh, I think I remember those two guys. I wish I remember the name of that Titan. He looks more like an animal, though, than some of the other Titans do. Look at the detail, like, on the impact of that punch. I think this is the season where the animation studio changed. Yeah, this is a remix of the third opening almost. I can't decide if I like this one or the third one more. Oh, there's like a... It's kind of like a flashback thing. Or not flashback, like a rewind thing going on. Where does that lead? I didn't see any new characters or Titans that I hadn't seen from the first couple openings. We still have 3 more openings, and I think that is all part of the final season. Overall thoughts on the 5th opening, probably my 3rd favorite song, and I would say probably my 3rd favorite opening as well. For me, it's 1, 3, 5, 2, 4 would be my rankings so far. Let's start opening 6. Okay, this is the final season. So all 3 of these last openings are going to be part of the final season. And this is a new artist, too. Okay. Very colorful explosions. It's funny, nothing in it is, like, distinguishably the same show so far. Interesting birds. I caught the 2 birds at the end of the last opening. I wonder how that pertains to the story. Because it looked like there were a bunch of dying birds here. Soldiers. Yeah, this is fascinating. Like, you almost wouldn't even know it was the same show if you watched it by itself, this opening. No characters so far, no Titans, just a ton of explosions and birds and marching soldiers. Something through the smoke or fog. Okay, we're getting a big hands. Kind of hints at Titans here, although it looks like they're dead maybe. Interesting. Not sure about that one, to be completely honest. 6 might be... Actually, not might be. It definitely was my least favorite. Just didn't feel like there was a ton going on. Lots of explosions, maybe to indicate that there's a lot of destruction going on at this point in the show. This theme with the birds, where the birds are, like, kind of dying, it seemed like. Piles of Titan limbs, almost, at one point. I don't know. Didn't get a ton from that 6th opening. I would say it's definitely my least favorite so far. Hopefully the last 2 are a little bit better. Opening number 7. This one is called The Rumbling. And then opening number 8 is called Under the Tree. These last 2 openings are performed by the same artist, which I think is pronounced Sim. So let's go ahead and start number 7 here. Okay, already off the bat, better than opening 6. I feel like I've heard this song. Like some death metal vibes. Is this song from something else? Is that Aaron? Bro's rocking the man bun. This feels like at a point... Oh, did you see his... Wait, what's he got? Like, his arms are different now. That smaller Titan, I think, is in season 1 or 2, maybe. Oh, that beat drop is nice. Dude, I'm vibing with this one. This one is very close to opening 3 for me, actually. What are the odds that every single person it's showing on top of the wall right there is alive at this point in the show? Or was that like a flashback to when they were alive? Dude, he looks kind of like a journeying samurai, you know what I mean? The massive Titan again at the end. I can't think of his name. I'm almost positive they name him as a specific Titan in the show. And for whatever reason, it's not coming to me right now. Comment down below if you know the name of that Titan. I really enjoyed the change in the style of the opening. The music kind of made it feel a lot more grungy, which me personally, I like that style. I think 1 is still probably my favorite. Although 7 is right up there with opening 3. 1, 3, and 7 are my 3 favorites so far. Now we have the last and final opening, opening number 8. This one is the obviously the last part of the show. It was just released, I think, like a few weeks ago. Comment down below as well if you know the date that this one was released. This is the final part of the final season of Attack on Titan, the opening for that part. Let's see what it's all about. I think this one is a little bit longer too. Ooh, and again, this is the same artist as the 7th opening. Yeah, I can already tell I like this one. Is there 2 of them? The muscly looking Titan? Who is that? There's a billion of them. Is that young Aaron? I gotta finish this show. I remember her, I think, from like the 1st and 2nd season. I don't remember what her name is, though. I don't know what's up with her glasses, though. There's a lot more English inclusion into this. I might have to blur that out on the edit. Wow, this is really dark. I wish I knew that Titan's name. The beast looking one. I love this song, dude. Wait, bro just turned into a Titan. I didn't know that. Okay, I did know that there was someone else in the show that could do that. I didn't know he could do that. I feel like so into this one. Oh, I don't want it to be over. I will probably say that last one, I think it was my favorite in terms of storytelling. I was watching it the whole time feeling so just zoned in and having so many questions, like the Muscle Titan. I call him the Muscle Titan, you know. What, I know that's not the right name. But at one point there was like hundreds of that Titan. It's the classic trope in a show where, like, in season 1, there's something that seems like really, really bad. And then by the last season of the show, the really, really bad thing is like 50 times worse. I feel like that's what this scenario is. Felt like we were getting gradually less of the same characters, which one can only assume that means at some point in the show they might die. I hope that's not the case. I didn't see Captain Levi in the last opening. I might have missed him. All I know is that final opening just did a lot for me in terms of my captivation and wanting to watch this show again. I feel like I should probably start over because it's been well over 2 years since I've seen the first like season and a half or 2 seasons or so. And finally, if I had to pick my favorite openings, okay, 6 is at the bottom of the barrel. 6 was definitely my least favorite. It didn't even feel like the same show. It was so weird. 1 is really hard to beat, so I think 1 is still barely my favorite, but 8 was a very close second. 3. I would maybe even tie for second place with number 8. 1, 3, 5, 8, and 7 was pretty good too. Those would be my favorite ones. The other one's not bad, except for 6. That was kind of a disappointment on that one. One of the main reasons I do want to get back into Attack on Titan is because I left off without learning, I think, a lot of the backstory as to how certain people can turn into Titans, the origin of how the Titans came to be. I feel like I got a lot of the surface as to, like, now they're fighting the Titans, and how are we going to fight the Titans, and how are they going to go about conquering large numbers of groups of Titans. But the actual origin as to where the Titans came from and how the people in the show, again, I won't say who, but how specific people in the show can turn into Titans, that's what I really want to know more about. What are your thoughts and opinions on Attack on Titan? Is this one of your favorite anime? Let me know down in the comments below. My reaction to the Bleach openings is coming next week, so be on the lookout for that. And of course, if you want to watch any of the uncensored versions here on the channel, you can always head on over to my Patreon. Link will be in the description. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Pinch someone if they're not wearing green, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace. I want to give a huge special thank you to everyone who's a subscriber over on Patreon. I really appreciate your support. It does mean the world to me.